do you mean, Ronald? You're not sleeping right now, are you?
Hey,
Hi, Nah. Come on. Hey, guys.
So sorry. Hopefully, internet's working okay. It should be doing all right on uploading, but let us know if we're hard to hear or glitchy. We haven't done this in a minute, so I don't know if anyone
can you hear us? Anyone? There's 4 people in here. I'm kind of still getting ready. Later on, I see and hear you. Okay, awesome, Ronald. Sweet. Thanks for stopping by.
Apologies in advance for cats are going to come through. So
cats are a thing here. Yeah, we are in Quartzsite at the Magic Circle. Welcome from Northern New York State. Hey!
Thomas.
Hey, Thomas. Thanks for hopping on. So yeah, we're at Quartzsite here in the Magic Circle, and in a while, maybe like, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock, we're going to head on over to the tent because they're having a get-together there. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Thomas. And yeah, we're going to hang out. But for now, we wanted to get on here and hang out with you guys and meet some new people and say hi to our old friends. So, hi, Bestie. Both look snazzy as fuck. Hi, Kate. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Sage.
Yeah, so it's definitely warmer here than I'm sure northern New York is right now.
Yeah.
But it's been a nice and kind of brisk and breezy, like 61 degrees, I think, today.
Yeah.
So
it's been nice.
It's weird because it's a little chillier in the shade, and when the wind's blowing, there's pretty much always been like a 5 to 10 mile an hour wind blowing here. But when the sun's out all the way, it can be hot in the sun. But
yeah, you really can't beat the desert in the winter. I heard you guys got a lot of snow down there, Thomas.
Up there.
Up there. Are they doing anything in the Magic Circle activities tent for New Year's Eve? Yes. Happy New Year's. Have fun tonight. Hey, Bueller, thanks for stopping by. Merry New Year's.
Yeah, so at the tent at Magic Circle, they're having a New Year's Eve bash, but quiet time here on BLM land starts at 10. So they're going by the New York clock. So 10 o'clock is midnight, and then they shut it down. So, you know, it's good for us old people.
That's
we don't have to stay up late.
We can drink plenty of water, snack when we come home, and wake up to a not so hungover New Year, which would be great.
We're only bringing 6 beers, so it's 3 each. That's enough to, like, you know, make us feel a little loose, but not too loose. So
little liquid courage.
Right. This is coffee, by the way.
It's gotten to 52 degrees Fahrenheit the last couple of days, so it's getting rid of the 18 inches of snow we had. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's too cold for us. I like the snow. We like the snow. Maybe
snow's beautiful.
Go out once, but like just watch it from the window and near a fireplace.
Yeah, near a fireplace.
We like roughing it, but we're not cold people.
No. I wish there was such a thing as warm snow.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Like, snow is beautiful. I love how quiet it gets and like, but I just can't do the cold.
I think it's so quiet though because all the animals are huddled up, you know?
Yep, everyone's hunkered down.
Like, no, I don't want to be out in this.
But I'm so glad we left Oklahoma when we did, because Christmas, that big cold blast that moved through in the Midwest and pretty much all the way up the northeastern coast. We missed it.
You know what's funny is we always seem to leave right in the nick of time. So when we were working in Colorado, a week after we left, it snowed. When we were in Oklahoma, a week after we left, it snowed.
Yeah.
So we're just like running from the cold weather. Kate says, I am laughing out loud. I live drinking coffee. What is your favorite thing about Quartzsite so far?
Yeah, I've been good about not having late night coffee, but like I needed a little extra pick me up today.
Yeah.
So it's just like, social interactions. Plus, we've been kind of just being lazy all day today, so I need to kind of snap out of it a little bit. So, Quartzsite favorite thing?
Favorite thing so far? Ugh, that's so hard because there are so many things, but I'm gonna go with the people here. 99% of the people here are very friendly, very friendly. They will help you with whatever you need. We had we have neighbors all the time. We are actually on the Canadian row, and it's just full of Canadian people. They're super nice. We've got a few Americans here too, but they are like, hey, do you guys need to ride anywhere? Do you need anything when we go into town?
Everyone's just,
they're great.
So we will say that this is the magic circle. So like, this is probably not like a very accurate way of describing what an experience in Quartzsite would be like.
Right, because we're in a circle inside of La Posa South. So it's a little different.
It's like an HOA inside the La Posa South in a way, except for you don't have HOA fees. But yeah, but it's kind of like a neighborhood. Everyone walks by like in the old 1940s and 50s shows and waves at you and says hi and good morning, and it could be like 3 in the afternoon. People are like, good morning.
Yeah, I did that the other day, and the guy was like, good morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great here, and the reason why he says it's like an HOA is because the area here is so clean and so nice. I don't want just people to like run up and everybody camp inside here, but like also I wouldn't mind because everyone here is super welcoming. There's so much space inside the Magic Circle, and they've got these little rock formations where they'll build out driveways and art here, and it's just a wonderful place. They kept it so clean last year here that they actually gave them, I think it was an extra 10 acres for the Magic Circle. And by the way, if you don't know, Magic Circle is a clothing optional community.
Yeah, that's the way you pay. That's the payment fees for the HOA is you have to be willing to at least see naked people. You don't have to walk around naked.
You don't ever have to be nude here.
You're gonna see nude people walking around, and that's totally fine. It's fun. It's just like, okay, cool,
Yeah, so if you're not comfortable with, I mean, you don't have to be comfortable with your body, but if you're not comfortable seeing other people's bodies, then you probably shouldn't come here. Yeah. But I mean, it's not like, I mean, there might be swingers here. I don't know. I haven't personally met anyone, but there are straight people here, gay people here, liberal people here, Republican people. Yeah. They're just all people. Right. And when you take off that layer of clothing, you get to really see who they are. Yeah. And it's kind of an amazing thing, and it's very rare.
But, as far as Thomas asked about other YouTubers here in the Magic Circle, honestly, we don't know. We do know there are a couple couples that do have YouTube channels. But when it comes to finding like Magic Circle content, you're not going to find it because of what it is.
Yeah.
Even like our content's not going to be really about Magic Circle. We're not going to film in the circle because it's just respecting other people here,
Right. We may film at our rig sometimes, or I've told everyone in the circle, they know that we're YouTubers, and hey, we will not film you without your consent. Right. So if they come over here and they want to be on camera, totally cool. The more the merrier. But like Luke said, it's just out of respect. We do have a couple next door to us. Their names are Wayne and Sherry, and they're amazing. And their channel is Forever Free RV. So I'll go ahead and put it in the chat here. And you guys definitely go give them a follow. Forever Free RV. I don't know if they've posted in a while because they're trying to get caught up, but they do have a channel and they are our neighbors.
Yeah, they're really sweet.
Really great.
More or less crowded. Let's see. It's definitely less crowded than the rest of La Posa South.
Yeah.
For sure,
Yes.
It's a bit more of a trek to get to the dump and water station. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. It's not near as easy. You have to go through a couple washes and stuff. But I mean, the last time when we got lost on our bikes, we came in the back way through Magic Circle, and there was so much room and some really nice spots. In fact,
really nice.
Just across the wash this way from us. So that would be, the sun just set that way. So that's the west is like a whole other road that there's not a single rig on right now.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of room here.
If you hear that it's busy, maybe it's a little busy up front, but if you just go back a little ways, I mean, there's thousands of acres here. It's not busy. It's just how far do you want to go? How remote do you want to be? You can be near people. You can be away from people. Yeah. You can have anything you want out here.
When people, I've noticed even on YouTube, a lot of people are saying it's getting crowded here, or, it's like when they say that, they mean it's getting crowded if you're within, if you're on the main road in La Posa South. And yeah, there's lines starting pretty early in the morning now at the dump and water stations, but it's the only dump and water station in Quartzsite, basically, unless you go in town and
you can go in town and
for dumping water. So it's going to be busy, but we found that if we get up early, the dump and water opens at 6 a.m. Last time we got there at like 8:30.
Because by 9 it gets really busy.
Yeah,
Welcome to come here. Everybody's really friendly, and you can wear your clothes. That's totally fine. Like we said, as long as you don't mind seeing other people hiking nude or walking around with no bottoms on, because people do that here. It's just full of a bunch of naturalists. So
yeah, I mean, it's clothing optional. It's not a nudist area. It's a clothing optional area.
Yeah, that's
so
important to mention.
Yeah, it's you're totally welcome here, clothes or no clothes. But you just don't be the guy that makes other people feel unwelcome here for being unclothed.
Yeah, because there's plenty of areas out there that
you got plenty of room for people that want to wear clothes. So.
Eli, why did you choose the circle? So how did it start? We found that video.
We found a video on YouTube, and then we've heard about the Magic Circle, but we didn't really know that it was a clothing optional area until we saw the YouTube video.
And I think it was Wonder Hussy that we watched for that.
And we're like, oh, wow, that's cool. And, it was just like, well, for one, we know that people in this lifestyle tend to be a lot more like self-aware and more open-minded and more just friendly and
from
considerate. Yeah, more considerate of other people. It requires a sense of vulnerability to be willing to go into a place and take your clothes off, right? And then also an understanding of people around you and all that. And we were just like, well, we're comfortable with that, so let's check it out, you know? And honestly, I'm glad we did,
It's great here. It's like a little community. They have the tent up there that some of you all know about, and we mentioned, where they do a meet and greet every day at 4 p.m. And we went once, and then we're going back this evening for a little get together. Yeah, but they don't want you to bring your phones out in there, and that's totally understandable. Luke pulled his out once just to turn off an alarm, and they were like, hey, just so you know, we don't like phones in here because people do take their clothes off, and they might not want to be videotaped or pictures taken of them. And I thought that was so cool and so considerate, because you go to a regular party and someone gets drunk and takes something off, everybody's snapping photos, and it's just like come on. But it's just wonderful here. As far as another kind of like piggybacking off of what Luke said, it feels nice here, and it actually feels really safe here. All of the neighbors watch out for each other here. You can leave. Like, we had our neighbors next door, they left for a little bit. People watch their stuff. Things don't get stolen here. I mean, if someone wants to come into the circle and try to steal things, like, we have codes that keep people from doing things, and we have systems in check. They have so
good neighborhood watch. And like, it's just, everyone is just here to not only take care of each other, but also to take care of this kind of cool thing that the federal government is actually allowing everyone here to do. Right. The federal government is saying, hey, as long as you guys take care of this space, you're allowed to be naked within this boundary. Yeah. And like, take good care of it.
Yeah. And it's very cool. Yeah. Thomas says, do you consider yourselves nudists or naturists yourselves?
Not yet, but maybe by the time we're done, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not nudist. Like, I mean, you will catch me running around the RV naked, and just at RV park, sometimes Luke has to shut the window, like, hey, babe, you don't want the neighbors to see you. And I'm like, I don't care. But naturalists, maybe we'll become that. But as of right now, we don't consider ourselves that. We did do our first nude hike the other day, and it was very exhilarating.
Yeah, it was refreshing. The hardest part is taking that first step out of the RV. That was so hard to do.
That was really difficult.
But then within 5 minutes of walking down the street, you wave at your first person, and then you're just like, okay, and then we just didn't, we only walked for maybe 20, 30, 45 minutes or something. It wasn't a very long walk, but by the time we were done, we were like, well, shit, now I got to put clothes back on.
Yeah, it was just amazing. And we got to chat with one of our neighbors over the way, Rick. He was super nice, and everybody's it's just awesome. I can't say enough about it. Is it warm enough to enjoy nudity there now? Yes, on most days. Like today, it was a little chilly with the wind, so I didn't feel comfortable today doing it, but some people do.
It's more the wind than anything. Most people right now aren't really, unless they're like the hardcore guys that or gals that never want to wear clothes, but like for the most part, most people are like, yeah, it's a little too breezy, because it's not so much that it's cold, but it's the breeze, and then it's been pretty overcast, so you're not getting that heat from the sun. So even at 60 degrees, that can get chilly pretty quick, you know.
Yeah. But here in a month, it's on, because it's going to warm up and it's going to be really nice.
Yeah. Hi, Frugal Mama.
Hey, Frugal Mama, how are you? So
yeah.
Feels so natural very shortly, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't take very long at all for us to just be totally comfortable in our own skin. And so they have like I think up to a 2.5 mile hiking trail that hikes pretty much all the way around the Magic Circle perimeter.
Yeah, I think it's called the Bear Trail.
Yeah, the BARE trail. And then there's also a couple shorter trails you can take, you know. And so, you know, our goal is once the weather kind of warms up a little bit more, I want to actually do the whole 2.5 miles. And, you know, we're trying to stay active, which has kind of been a trick, but
yeah,
clothes or not, like we want to try and go and walk more every day, and just
we do enjoy hiking. But the thing with me is I have very small bladders. I say bladders plural because I feel like once I pee, I just have to pee again. I don't know what's going on, but that cut our walk short the other day. Luke was like, if you didn't have to pee, we could walk more. But I don't have the luxuries like he does, so I have to
I
go inside,
pick a bush. But yeah, girls have a harder time. But.
Yeah. Wellness says, doing well, just out and about. Oh, very cool. So what are you doing this evening?
That's Thomas. Will you be returning next year? At this point, we have no reason not to.
We're thinking about it. We really are, because it's a nice area. We do have a job set up in the springtime and the summertime. And then afterwards, we're not sure really what exactly we'll do, but there's a good chance we could come back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have no reason not to at this point. It will be interesting to see how it gets here in about a week or two when the big tent RV show starts happening. That's when it's going to get crazy around here. A lot more people show up, but that'll only last about 2 weeks, and then a lot of people are going to leave again.
Right.
But so we'll see what it's like around that time. But even still, I think in the Magic Circle, we're going to be pretty insulated from the craziness.
Right.
And they are building a new dump and water station across the road at Tyson's Wash.
Tyson Wash, I believe.
That probably won't be finished till next year.
Right.
So that'll change the dynamics a bit, but then there's in all likelihood they're going to shut down the dump and wells station here once they get that going.
You mean in La Posa?
Yeah, in La Posa South, because once they get the other one built, they're going to have to do some work in La Posa South.
Yeah, but, so we'll just have to see what happens. But we have to be like somewhat close to water because in the dump, because we don't have a tow vehicle. So I mean, we could just go out and do it, but we really don't like to move the rig more than we have to.
Yeah, and we've, you know, I'm hoping our bike trailer experiment failed pretty quickly. So right now, I think we'll be able to go like once a week and go dump and top up on water and stuff, that's okay. We can do that.
Mark says, hoping to be able to make it out there next season. Yeah, we hope you're able to. We've loved meeting people out here. It's just been wonderful. Wellness with Frugal Mama says she's couponing. Oh, that sounds fun. You know, I used to clip so much and I never brought them to the store with me. So I just stopped doing it because I never executed, you know. But there's some of those couponers, like super couponers, and they can get a lot for little. So that's pretty amazing. So it looks like, let's see here. It looks like on the poll so far, 58% of people are going to be sleeping tonight.
Yeah.
Only 58.
It's not a bad plan.
I guess we're all going to be sleeping eventually, but I think, you know, just sleeping when the ball drops. We might be sleeping too when the ball drops. Or no, not when the ball drops, because that's New York. We'll be probably sleeping at 12. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes.
Some of my best New Year's Eves have been when I just went to sleep at like 10 o'clock.
You're right,
Didn't have to worry about it. You know, we're getting old when we don't even want to party for New Year's Eve.
Stop making us old, Luke. Every time you say you're old, we get older.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are considering Quartzsite area, I mean, I wish we could talk more. We're going to go and explore the Normie area some more soon, you know, just because we don't want to record in the circle. So we need to get outside of the circle to do more videos and try and poke around a bit. So that'll be coming, and we'll get to know the surrounding area a bit more. But I don't know if any of you guys saw our recent mass upload of videos. We're trying to get caught up for the year because
so we could do this live tonight.
Yeah, start next year fresh.
And we're all caught up.
Yeah.
We don't want to party either. We just want to drink wine together and cackle into the night. Cheers! I love that. Are you guys having a little wine right now while you're hanging out with us? We miss you guys so much. So that right there, Modern Hippies, Kate and Daniel and their little baby Sage, they're our besties. So they're out there.
Yeah.
Far away from us,
Miss
but
you guys.
in our hearts.
Yeah.
Wonder Wing. Hello, how are you doing?
Hey, Uncle Jeff.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
I always get confused every time.
Yeah.
What's up, Uncle?
Yeah. We're just hanging out in the clothing optional area in Quartzsite. Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, Mom. She's on here, too.
Yeah, we got your mom, my uncle.
Yo.
Yeah, we're really enjoying it so far, you know, but like I said, we've only been here 8 days now, so.
That's exactly what I keep telling him, Mark. We're not old. He says, hell, I'm twice your age. I'm just now starting to get old. I thought you were saying you're just now getting started. Oh, I didn't read the end of that. I still feel like I'm in my early 20s, so I don't know what he's talking about. He might feel old because I make him kind of crazy sometimes, but
I've always been mentally older than my body, and I feel like they're starting to sync up now. I feel like my body is starting to feel about as old as my brain is.
Stop it.
Most people get stuck, and like you feel like you're still 22. Like I've been like, I'm like 42 for like the last 36 years, so I'm starting to catch up.
Just wait. Oh, thanks. I'm gonna look forward to.
Yeah, I know, Jeff.
But there are a lot of different areas here. Like, if you get the LTVA, which for those that don't know, it's the long-term visitor area pass. If you get that, it's $180, and you can actually stay from, I believe I had to look at my sticker, September 15th of one year to April 15th of the next year. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and there's 4 areas in Quartzsite. La Posa South is the main one because it's got water and dump. And then there's
La Posa North.
Well, that's part of the 4. La Posa North, Tyson Wells, La Posa South, and La Posa West.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
And then there's other ones down by Yuma, too. There's the Hot Springs, LTVA. There's Kate and Daniel, you guys were at, was it Senator's Wash or something? The lake down there on the Colorado River. So
there's a bunch of different areas to visit, so you can travel all over. It's really cool.
$180 in rent for over 6 months. Great. You know, like that's hard to beat, you know.
Yeah, is it, let's see. It's 8 months. 8 months for $180. That's pretty amazing.
Happy New Year's, love, doctor.
Oh, that's Lester. He used to work with me at Target. He's really awesome. Yeah, he was always like, I'm going to be your bodyguard because when I was doing my acting, he was like, I'm going to be your bodyguard. And I was like, heck yeah, Lester. But we just haven't got there yet. I didn't forget you, Lester. Canadians. If you know anyone who would be willing, please let me know.
Yeah.
We have a whole row of Canadians right here.
There's a lot of Canadians here. Yeah. So I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to find other Canadians that are headed down here next year. So
our friends Wayne and Sherry, Forever Free RV is their page. I posted it up in the chat earlier. Yeah. They came this year. Yeah. Our friends Hector and Yvonne, they're from Canada. There's a lot of people from Canada down here. So
yeah. So far, Canadians are all pretty cool. I haven't heard as many sorries as I would like.
I know.
But we'll see.
I heard some A's
Lots
though,
of A.
and I will say that I didn't actually know people said that. I thought it was more of like a
Right.
television thing where they're like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's a pretty bird, eh?" And they
Yeah.
actually say it. And I'm like, "That's so cool."
Yeah.
What part of Canada are they from? I can't.
I'm not even sure.
I'm not really sure. You'll have to check them out. You'll have to check them out online. That is their channel.
I don't know. Like, we definitely want to go bounce answering Kate's question. Like, we want to check out Yuma and the other areas, but we don't have any hard plans at this point. We'll just see how long it takes for us to get bored, and
Right.
then go from there. But
I would like to head over into California just for a bit because we're already here.
Yeah.
We'll just have to play it by ear, kind of see what comes up. But yeah, like Luke said,
it's like, okay, let's go check this out and go stretch our legs for a little bit.
Yeah. No, Luke, you don't say that. The moment you say that is the moment you actually turn old.
Right. I'm trying not to. But we're hanging out around a bunch of retirees and stuff, so it's like a virus. I think we are the youngest couple in the park right now.
I believe we are the youngest. Yeah, so that's a thing too. I mean, it's super awesome because we like hanging out with older people. I mean, they're, in my opinion, they're wiser and they have great stories to tell. And I don't know, it's just, we've usually hung out with people a lot older than us. But we are the youngest people here that I know of. And that's kind of seems like the norm. A lot of people retire and they come out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the norm for Quartzsite and in general. Like, there are a bunch of van life, schooly people and stuff have been kind of rediscovering Quartzsite over the last few years, I'd say. But it seems like a lot of probably the younger people tend to stay a little further out because a lot of us younger people are very antisocial and
but we're right in the midst of it all. Well, you guys saw our newbies in Quartzsite video, and we came in and we were kind of lost because I got us a little lost. But it was actually great that happened because our neighbors across the street.
Yeah, we just drove right in the middle of the magic circle.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey.
Rick and Deb found us and were like, move across from us. And they're amazing. I mean, he's a retired police officer. She's a nurse. So they're like the best neighbors to have across from you. And they're just wonderful and so friendly. And they take care of us and they watch the park. So it's nice.
It's been very neat.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how wild they are on the New Year's party tonight. I think it's already gone. I can hear
the music over there, actually.
And, one of the other neighbors actually drove by and asked if we wanted to ride down to the tent. And
like, Mike and his girlfriend. And they gave us a ride out to the bonfire last night. Yeah, that was fun.
And people are just super cool. And, I mean, it's not far. We can see the tent from our place, and so it's easy enough walk, but it's still nice that people offer to give you rides and stuff, so makes us feel like people actually want to be around us. People
want to be our friends and we want to be their friends, and that's cool. Oh goodness.
So where are you and Kate and Daniel, where are you guys at right now? Are you still in Texas? Right? Are they in Texas?
I think they're still in Texas. Unless, I don't know, they may have moved since then. Just checking the makeup.
The other announcements, I guess, would be, so when we got here, just about a week ago, like, I found myself doing a lot of, like, job searching for the spring because I have this, like, just kind of a nagging in the back of my head. And I was like, man, I just... if it'd be nice if we could just settle this whole season, cover us for spring and summer. And we've had someone else reach out to us before about a gig in Utah. So I was like, well, why don't we just reach back out to him and let's just go for it? Because it seems like a cute little town, another old mining town, which we kind of like that vibe.
Yeah, we do.
and it's a smaller RV park with only like 6 cabins. So if doing housekeeping or whatever, it's all like much smaller scale. So it seemed manageable, and
Yeah.
I was like, it's only like 12 hours from here, so it's not like we have to drive halfway across the country to get there.
And like Luke said, it always is kind of in the back of your mind. It's really hard to fully relax, at least for us, if we don't really know what's coming next. Like we like to always have something to look forward to. So that's our next thing to look forward to. You know, you don't want to deplete all of your money. You want to make sure you always have a little bit, because you never know what could go wrong in your RV, and you want to have money to pay for it. Wayne and Sherry, and they're on Instagram as well. Just tell them Luke and Dolly sent you.
Yeah, they're on Instagram and YouTube as well. So they're a really sweet couple. I think he plays guitar and she sings and stuff. She's really shy, it seems like, though, but she sings. So
yeah,
fun.
They're great.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys should also please follow our best friends. Kate, will you put your name up there? It's Modern Hippies. It's right there. I mean, but here, I'll put it up there. You guys should go follow them too, because they're the greatest. Okay, that's them. Pardon me.
So we got the job questions settled. We got that set up. So now, like, okay, now I can really relax, you know.
Yeah.
I did kind of start writing a little bit more again. Not really. I mean, it's still writing, but like mostly plotting and working out storylines and timelines and characters and all that stuff. But you know, that's the work. And like once all that stuff's kind of sorted out, like the actual writing will be even easier. But
right.
It's just been like good. All the mental checklists are off. So now all we have to worry about is when we have to go dump and go get water.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been working on videos and doing some rock art outside. It's taking me forever, but we'll get there. And yeah, just really relaxing, watching a lot of movies. I need to start reading again. We have a lot of books that we want to read.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me. But yep, I'm gonna start talking to the cats. So I guess this next month we're going to start working on a 1 year in RV life recap of our year, because we moved into our RV like at the end of January. So
probably early February it'll be out.
Yeah, end of January, early February. Try and do a bigger kind of like just a collaboration or collection of our full year. I
totally forgot
with
about
highlights and stuff. That'll be a big project though, so I'll definitely have to be more involved with helping.
Okay, thank you, because I'm like, that's a lot.
But I think that'll be kind of a fun thing to see the whole year compressed into like a 30-minute video or something.
And you know, sometimes it feels weird to think that we've already been in the RV for a year, but like Luke said, it's kind of like a, what do you call it?
Time compression.
A time compression, because it also seems like we've been in the RV forever.
Right, yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those things.
Yeah, it's like every time we come to a new place, even though like it's a new place, it always seems familiar because like this is our home. So it's just like as soon as you walk in to the RV, you're at home. Yeah. So you never have that weird like out of place feeling like you would if you just go somewhere for a vacation. Right. You know, it's like we're always home.
Sometimes you do wake up and you look out the window and you're kind of shocked because you were just in a completely different environment, or like we've changed the RV's direction. So now I'm really confused when I look outside. Right. Yeah. And that'll happen for the next few days, I'm sure. Hey, Chance, thanks for hopping on.
Those adventures with Chance. What kind of adventures?
Yeah. Let me grab some water real fast, guys. I gotta hydrate for tonight.
Yep, don't forget drink water. If you're drinking tonight, drink water.
And if you're not drinking, drink water.
Yeah, drink water. Especially if you're in the desert. You know, water is important.
I don't know what you have on, but you smell like really good.
That's the Adidas I got in Christmas.
Oh my god. Thing. God, you smell good.
I would never buy it, but it was a Christmas present from Wayne and...
Nope.
No,
From Yvonne and Hector.
Yvonne and Hector,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I put some on tonight.
It smells good.
Yeah. What time are you feeling on the road? 3 years.
My wife is a travel nurse. That's awesome. So what do you all travel in? Like, I know it's an RV, but is it a Class C, Class A? Tell us about your rig. I'm always so excited to see people's rigs.
Lots of travel nurses do that too. I mean, it makes sense. You just go where the money is.
And then you can have your family with you, so that's so nice.
They probably have a trailer, so they have the tow vehicle, so she can go to work and have that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Anything else new for us?
Anything else new? I don't think so. We watched Wednesday the other day.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've been watching a lot of new shows, so we binge watched Wednesday, and that was really fun. Kim, that's my mom. You should totally check out that show. I think it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's really good. And it's just fun because I remember when we were kids, that was the movie we had, and I've watched Addams Family so many times. So that was fun. I don't know. Kate says, I don't know if it's just because we were there when it was so hot, but we stayed thirsty. It was so hard to stay hydrated. Does it feel the same even with cooler temps? Not really.
Yeah, not so much because it's 52% humidity in here right now too. Because we had actually a little bit of sprinkle the last couple
It's rained
nights.
twice since we've been here, and apparently it doesn't rain in the desert, so I don't know what's happening.
So I think we kind of got lucky, but there was the warmest day was like 72, maybe 75, but in the sun that's 80, 90, and that was a pretty warm day.
Yeah, it was warm, but it was nice.
Honestly, it's not as bad as like Kate, up in Colorado. Like I was drinking 2 bottles of water a day in Colorado. Like here, if we're not doing anything, I might not even finish a whole bottle. So.
But then again, I am a little annoying with the water, and I'm always like, "Did you drink water? Would you like some water? Here's your water bottle," because I'm a water pusher. You know me, Kate. And we always have our water bottles with us when we go on a walk. So I haven't really noticed anything though.
Yeah.
Anything different.
So Chase said they started with a 5th wheel and a Duramax with a Jeep to Overland, but now a Class C and a camper van.
Oh, very cool. Uncle Jess says, I'm riding a new motorcycle to the Talamina Drive tomorrow for its first twisted run. Oh, that's so fun. Nice. That's awesome.
Took the Volkswagen on Talamina a couple times. We did.
Yeah.
It's fun. The road it's gotten pretty bad last time we were on it though. Like it's really, I don't know. It's really
gritty.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not like rough, but it's like when the tar starts separating from the rock,
Maybe
it seemed like it might get slippery if it sprinkles and stuff,
We have been coming to Arizona every winter in Phoenix now. Oh, very cool. Have you guys ever been to Quartzsite, or are you planning on maybe coming here in between gigs or anything? So is riding your e-bikes to and from town out of the country, and it was so rough. It beat us up. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend going on the trails unless you have an ATV or UTV.
Yeah. Or like at the bare minimum, like a fat tire e-bike with full suspension on the front and rear. Because the highway is 55 miles an hour, but everyone's going at least 70, and there's no shoulder at all. So if you do try to ride on the street like we did, you're probably going to die.
It's bad. We got very lucky.
But on either side of the highway, there are ATV paths that just follow the highway all the way into town, but they're pretty rough. And on a bike, it was miserable. It was absolutely.
It was really bad. Yeah. It made for a fun video, but I would not recommend it. Yeah. And the roads out here, we did take our e-bikes to go dump and to take trash, and we might still do that to take trash, but our trailer is screwed.
Yeah, all the roads here, even the main road in the La Posa South, is just gravel roads with some big rocks. So it'll beat you up, you know. And the bike trailer, even though we were kind of loading it to the max, like it didn't last 2 trips before one of the wheels came off. So
Yeah, the speed limiter here, well, inside La Posa South is 15, but I wouldn't even recommend going that. We don't go that fast. The rule of thumb is just don't make dust, at least here in the Magic Circle. Everybody creeps along because you don't want to dust people out, and you really don't want to put your vehicle through that because the roads are bad.
Yeah, Oklahoma roads are always worth.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you enjoy hiking? Close to Kofa, you should do the palm tree hike. I haven't heard of Kofa. We'll look it up though.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that either, but we do enjoy hiking. I'm actually gonna make a note of that so that I don't forget.
Yeah, we really do like the hiking. It's just nice. Kind of lets your brain do mental laundry as you're walking, and just gets you out of your head too at the same time. It's like meditating. You know?
It's really nice. Palm tree hike. Okay.
I see a lot of people riding the electrics out here. I think the electric does have, I don't know if the 1.0 does, but doesn't it have front suspension? And I think that has the seat post itself has a shock absorber in it. But I have seen people riding electrics a lot out here.
That'd probably be a lot nicer because we don't have that, and we have the smaller tires as well. Destiny Brown. Hi there. I just found your channel yesterday. My family and I are planning our first year down in Quartzsite next winter. We're in Washington State right now, and the winter here is not fun.
Yeah.
Well, hi, Destiny. Welcome.
Yeah,
we're glad you're here.
Yeah. This is our first season in Quartzsite as well. So only been here for a week now, and you know, like it's like anywhere, it is what you make of it. And the more comfortable you are with being further off the beaten path, I think the more fun you'll have because you'll get away from people.
Yeah.
Like we are in the clothing optional area at La Posa South, so that makes
Magic Circle.
Yeah, that's a different vibe too. So if you're okay with clothing optional areas, that might be a place you want to look at as well. But
yeah. Let's see. But she's with her family, so they probably well, I mean, there is a family in the park here. So Adventures with Chance. We do many national parks, done many hikes. Yeah, oh gosh. We do love national parks. We stayed at a Bandelier National Monument, and we absolutely loved
beautiful,
it. Yeah. So cool. The petroglyphs, just so cool, you know.
No suspension at all on the 1.0. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still with the 4-inch tires, you might air them down a little bit because that might help too, you know. But
how old are you guys? So I am 32, and Luke, you're
36.
36. Yeah, we've. Once you get to a certain point, you kind of start to forget. Destiny said, I would be, but I doubt that my kids would enjoy it. Yeah, that's definitely, you got to take family into consideration. But there's a ton of areas outside here, you know, that aren't clothing optional. So lots of space.
Yeah, like I would just say, like, if you feel like you need to be close to water in the dump for just a sense of security, it's a lot more crowded the closer you are to the water in the dump. But if you have a second vehicle or a vehicle separate from your rig, so you can fill up your Blue Boy and have like a water bag to go get water, you could park way off in the sticks and have, you know, everything to yourself and just come in once a week to go get water and do the duty.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, it's all about what you're willing to sacrifice, you know, because you know, we do our laundry by hand. A lot of people would never dream of doing that, but it's like we don't want to go into town any more than we have to, because the less we go into town, the less money we're going to spend. Because if we go to town, we're going to buy shit we don't need.
Exactly. You know? And I mean, we were talking about it the other day, but we save on water doing hand washing our clothes. We save on the money we'd spend on to washer and dry. We save on fuel to get there. We save on time because inevitably there is going to be traffic and you are going to have to wait on machines. And we honestly enjoy doing it. I know that that's just such a preposterous idea for people, but we do. It's just relaxing, and it makes you feel good after you do it. I'm doing this because that is the motion you have to do whenever you're washing the clothes. You're like churning butter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not the end of the world.
37, wife is 34. Yeah.
And a Frenchie named Jet. That's awesome.
Yeah. Your son might have a hard time adapting to the idea of seeing a bunch of retirees walking around full buff.
I mean,
but,
like I said, though, there is a family back there. The kids, they don't really commute that much. Occasionally, they'll ride their ATV up and down and walk their dog. But yeah, it's just all about, what you're comfortable with. But that's really cool. You guys are our age.
It's totally understandable if you don't expose your kid to stuff like that. Yeah,
That's I think the only family that I know of that's in here.
Yeah.
Give me just a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
But, there's always a thing, like if your son's confident enough to hang out in the RV for the day, you guys could always bicycle or take a little day trip over the Magic Circle and do the hike, if you guys still wanted to have a full sun hike with no clothes. People come in here. We just saw a couple pull up in their Jeep earlier today and get out of their Jeep, stripped down, and went on a walk, and then hopped back in their Jeep and went back to wherever they came from. So let's see. Thomas, one YouTube couple I watched recently found themselves accidentally inside the Magic Circle, not having seen the small clothing optional beyond this point. So yeah, I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that have wandered into here, and
that could be a little unsettling if you don't know what you're walking into.
That would be a little odd.
There are only I think 2 bigger signs, and they're not that big.
Yeah.
There's little red poles around, so if you don't want to be here, there's red poles, and if you see those red poles, you
just know, don't go past those red poles. But it'd be easy to miss them. We missed the whole turn into La Posa South, so
don't know how that happened. Yeah. But it was funny because when we first came in, they were like, Deb and Rick were like, now, are you wanting to be inside the circle or outside the circle? And everybody's trying to, they were really friendly. Everybody's like, do you know where you're at? And we're like, yeah, we know where we're at. So we thought of making t-shirts like, we know where we are. But everybody knows us now. So our son has, Our son has been to Black Beach in San Diego and also Nude Beach in Tahoe. Haha, been to several nude areas, but we don't partake in it. That's totally understandable. There's people here that don't. Too shy here. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's your comfortability level, you know? So whatever you're comfortable with. They tend to become uncomfortable with it when they hit puberty.
That's the great. That's why it's called a clothing optional area.
Yep.
It's not a nudist area. It's not a.
And no one here is going to be trying to make you get naked. Everyone here is super respectful, and they've told us whatever you're comfortable with, So.
But yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. We're not going to try and sell it to anyone.
No, why would we? I mean,
Yeah.
we're comfortable here, but you might not be, and that's totally okay. Everybody's different.
Yeah. But and. So the perimeter of the area too, though, you can camp literally just outside the perimeter. And so you could look out your window in the morning for coffee, even though you're not in the nudist area. There's a trail that pretty much follows the whole perimeter. And so you might still see someone walk by.
Some people park right outside. And I'm like,
But, as long as you're within that perimeter, no one can say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it. You're fine.
There is a rule to not be on top of your RV nude. I don't know why. I mean, you can walk around the perimeter, but
yeah, it's just if you get up on your RV, people from outside the perimeter are more likely to see you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting up on the RV naked.
Yeah, no one. There's no need. Why are you up on your roof naked? There's no need.
People are strange.
But other obvious stuff are it's family. They call it still. It's a family friendly, so no mature behavior. So no.
Don't be doing anything weird outside.
Yeah, no.
Just be respectful of people, basically. Yeah. You plan on staying in the queue all winter?
Yeah, we're planning to be here right up till the end of April and make our way up to Utah.
Yeah.
We got a clothing optional resort about 20 years ago. Yeah. Hi, Mark Nunez.
That's cool.
Yeah, that stuff's been around forever. You know? And I know there's nude beach areas in Florida. Most of the nude beach areas I've ever heard of are kind of unspoken nude beaches. I don't know that there's any like official nude beaches.
I know they have like little signs out and whatnot, but we've actually, this is our first experience ever being at a
anywhere
clothing optional place.
Right, so it's super fun, you know. And like, I mean, I don't know, you know, like a resort could be interesting too. Like, you know,
I had actually looked up jobs like after we did our naked hike. I was like, So I started looking at places, but we ended up just going with our original job offer we had. So we are originally from Oklahoma. Well, we spent most of our lives in Oklahoma, Tulsa. So
we escaped there 2 years ago, moved to Florida, decided Florida wasn't for us, and then moved in the RV. So we still kind of call Oklahoma our home base because that's where most of our family is on both of our ends, and
that's where we get our mail.
It's where we get our mail and have everything insured and titled and registered through. So we'll always be a little bit of a Midwestern.
Oh yeah, definitely. Escaped. Yeah. You know, it's a black hole that just keeps sucking you back in.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on the run, refugees.
So let's check our poll here. Let's take a look at our poll if I can pull it down. So the poll, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? So 44% of people are watching the ball drop at home, 6% are going out to celebrate, 44% are sleeping, and 6% are doing something else. Oops, let me move this poll back up. Okay. Yeah, I can hear the music bumping over there. And it's so funny because usually it's so quiet here. Nobody blasts music or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's New Year's Eve.
It is New Year's Eve.
But they'll turn everything off at 10 because they don't want to break the BLM rules.
Yeah, they're very respectful here. Thomas said, these are indeed official nude beaches. Oh, okay. We haven't had dinner yet tonight. We usually eat around 4:30, 5, 6, but it's almost 7 o'clock here.
Yeah, that's why I'm drinking coffee, because that's burritos.
Yeah, we could have burritos. Burritos are always good.
Yay. Just a little bit.
When Luke first got his espresso maker, it's just a little manual, you know, it's not like a fancy one. It's just a little, I don't know, $15 pot.
Little screw-in ones. But yeah, I like overdosed on caffeine and sugar one day. And,
he was like shaking, and I was like, I don't know if you should do that
again.
again.
A little thing, so I filled it up with coffee, and golly, that stuff was strong. So now I put like one well-rounded like teaspoon in it, and that's still pretty strong. But like, at least I can cut it half and half, and we can make 2 cups of coffee out of it for us, you know. But
he likes his coffee.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Got about 5 minutes left till the hour. But if you guys have any questions or anything, shoot them our way.
Happy to answer any questions. And it doesn't have to be about Quartzsite Magic Circle. It can be about RV life. It just can be about us. I don't know. Whatever.
It could be about cats. Yeah. We have 3 cats.
I'm surprised they have not been bothering.
I know. They're always in every single video, but now Klein is up there sleeping. Nitro, I don't know where she is. Spy is somewhere.
They're all napping.
We never get quiet time like this.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Germany. They are a lot of nude
elks. I've seen whole family trees nude there.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I'd love to visit Germany one day.
Yeah, like Europe is a lot more open about it all. You know, I mean, I think you could probably go anywhere in Europe and find it's pretty common. I know in Spain it is, and Greece and stuff, you know.
Pretty much everywhere except for, well, not everywhere, but
yeah.
America's not really there yet. We're working on it.
It's a slow process, but you know, I mean, it's okay. You know.
Jeff says, "Be right back. I have to go get coffee." You're starting a trend.
Right.
That would have been my dream job, Mark, to work at a nudist resort.
I think it could be fun.
Yeah, I think that could be really fun.
Depends, you know. Well,
depends on the area.
I don't think it'd be any different than working at any other resort. Like,
people there might be a little bit more relaxed.
Depends on how drunk someone gets. No matter what, like clothes or not, like booze can make people turn into buttholes.
That's true.
You know, I mean, it could still be interesting. You know, I think there's just like a lot of more unspoken rules. Well, not even unspoken. All the rules are very much spoken in communities like this. And like, if you don't play by the rules, then you're not going to be allowed to be part of the community, which is fair. You know, it's like, definitely. You know, it's totally fair. Like, I wish more communities would self-guard like these kind of communities do more, you know. But
Mike says travel nurses for 18 years, retired in 21, so we could travel more. Sitting in the Posa South in Quartzsite tonight. We are here for the next 2 months. Okay. Oh, hey Mike. Well, glad to meet you. And that's really cool. Have you been here before, or is this your first year?
Chet. A couple new names.
Oh, Chet's here. On your tombstone vlog, you asked where I had been a journalist and writer because I had called your video annoying. Laugh out loud. I'll address the subject tomorrow in the same comment section. I mean, you can just tell us here if you want. We're actually pretty friendly, so I mean, you can't really take offense on YouTube comments, you know. Can't really get to know somebody through videos and even text, but you can try, you know. But yeah, no harm, no foul. We're not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah. No one's forcing you to watch your videos. Unless they are.
And if so, I'm sorry.
Tombstone was pretty neat though.
Yeah, like, Tombstone was really fun. I enjoyed it there. You're not annoying tonight. I was very just working. Well, thanks. I think. I get really excited in videos. I don't apologize for it at all, but I have a very childlike wonder, and I get really excited for the little things in life. I've just always been like that. There's, you know, why not?
Yeah. It's very stressed working there. Let's see. Working the front desk, always worried about messing up someone's vacation. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that would be stressful. I could see that pressure.
It's good to care than to not care about screwing up people's weekends. So, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And Mike says newbies worked Bullhead City up north several times and came through several times. Oh, very cool. So how are you enjoying your stay so far? And what's your experience been like here? It's probably different from ours because we're in the same area, but we're
in the circle.
In the circle.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about like people's experiences outside of the circle because, you know, we can watch YouTube videos and stuff like that, but a lot of times like everyone's kind of clickbaity with the YouTube, like trying to hype one way or another, and it's like, you know, worst thing ever happened to me at Quartzsite, and it's like they stubbed their toe on a rock or something.
Or Quartzsite is the best place ever, and I mean, we try to be real with it because there's going to be good and bad. So far, our experience has been really good, but if something happens that's negative, we'll let you know. We will let you know.
I don't know where Bullhead City is. But
I don't know either. I'm going to have to look that up.
It's one of the downsides to like the way we're doing it with just the Class C and 2 e-bikes. We don't have a vehicle, and we thought the e-bikes would be more useful than they've turned out to be so far because especially boondocking and stuff like that, you tend to be a bit more remote. So getting to civilization on any bike is not very easy to do to begin with. But even still, like I love the e-bikes so far. They're fun to ride.
Yeah, they're really
you
fun.
can cover huge distances before you know it still, as we did the other day on accident. But I do at times wish that, like, man, I wish we did have something, but I'm not willing to fork out.
The prices are too high right
price
now.
on cars right now are just stupid. And I remember, I'm gonna sound like an old man again. I remember I could buy a car for $500, put $500 into it, and make it a good running driving car. And
Yeah.
you can't even buy a non-running car for $500 anymore.
Right.
So, but
back in my day,
yeah, back in my
I
day,
could buy a gallon of milk for $1.75. It's true. It's true. Oh goodness.
Smooth dragon kernels.
What's that, Uncle Jeff?
Is that the coffee you're drinking?
Oh, is that an alcoholic coffee? Is it like a special coffee?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Or the other coffee.
Oh, coffee. Oh,
Yeah.
tea. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah, or coffee.
Nudist and nature's communities work because of the rules, not in spite of them. Exactly.
Right,
yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm totally cool with the rules, and it's never anything outlandish. It's never like, I don't know, they don't make you do anything weird. It's just all about respect and comfort. Yeah. So I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah. Any community has to have agreed upon set of rules, be it a nudist community or a gaming community or a church, but everyone has to have an agreed upon set of rules. But as soon as people start ignoring those rules, then it stops being a community.
Or you just kick those people out.
Right. Yeah.
A family of 6. Once I figured if I do
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Destiny. I would definitely recommend having a second vehicle here.
Yeah. I mean, we're still trying to figure out our way of doing it, but like I envy the people that have a second vehicle to be able to just go do all the errand running and stuff like that. But I mean, really, I can't say I've missed having it. I don't feel like I don't have freedom because we have so much more freedom in this lifestyle to begin with,
right.
So, the worst thing we can do is, oh, well, man, I can't go get pizza tonight.
Yeah.
Or, but,
and that it just kind of makes you plan ahead more when you don't have a second vehicle. Like we stocked up on groceries like crazy before we came to Quartzsite because we heard it was expensive here. You just have to plan a little bit more. But I mean, I can see definitely like I would suggest having one here or just staying really, really, really close to the tent area if you want to look around or go shopping. But there are things out here in the desert to do too if you can be creative. Like you can make rock art out here in the Magic Circle or anywhere around, really. You can go hiking, you can chat with your neighbor, play games. I mean, there's so much to do out here. Right now, I feel my biggest concern is finding an area that will work for my younger kids. I'm hoping there will be others for them to play with.
Yeah, it seems like there's a pretty strong Facebook community. I know the Magic Circle has a Facebook group. Then I've found another one that's just kind of like a Quartzsite general kind of like a community page. And then I would almost bet that every ltva kind of has their own pages as well. So I hate Facebook, but it's a tool. Use it, look for the groups and stuff like that. And I'm sure you could find people with kids that, are looking for other families that their kids can hang out with and play with too, So
maybe just do like a search Quartzsite for kids or something like that. I'm sure you'll find a lot. Mike says, oh, yes, we got married in Stillwater, Oklahoma after getting out of OSU in 76. Spent several years around Stillwater. Bullhead is north of Kingman on the Nevada, Cali, Arizona border. Oh, okay, cool. I actually wrote that down as one of my notes to look up, but you just answered the question.
Another Okie.
That's awesome.
Where are we from, Chet? We're from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Stillwater. I never really played much in Stillwater, Oklahoma City.
I traveled back and forth from OKC a lot when I was doing some acting gigs. And Stillwater, I think they had a little film festival there that we went to. But yeah, mostly Tulsa. And it's more of a music scene there. I think OKC is more of the film community. Tulsa is more of the arts and music community.
Yeah. It's kind of, I guess that'd be a good way to put it, right? Oklahoma City is just a weird city because it's not a tall city. It's a very spread out, very flat city.
Yeah.
But
Yep. They're bumping over there, man. Woo!
Yeah.
Those retirees are partying. Lather it on. Uncle Jeff. Chet said, I was born in Elk City and my current crush is in Tulsa. I went to high school in Midwest City. Nice. Oh, yeah. We're from Tulsa, so that's interesting. Small world.
Yeah. You never know. Tulsa's got a good... it's got a pretty good nightlife scene. Like, I've always ran around more in the alternative groups, the hipsters, the 80s, 90s music scene and stuff like that, the
like, goth kids.
Yeah, and then it's got TU and OSU are there, so it's definitely got the college vibe, so it's honestly, it's not a bad city.
Not.
It's really not. It's
we
probably
grew up there, spent a lot of time there, so
it's probably, I would prefer Tulsa over Oklahoma City, but again, I don't have a lot of experience in Oklahoma City.
I would also prefer Tulsa over OKC. The Glamour Garden. Oh, I've never thought about Tulsa as a glamour garden before.
Yeah, I know Tulsa just built the big the park out there,
the gathering place.
Yeah,
the Portland of Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess if you put it like that, I could see that.
Definitely,
I could see that.
Yeah, it is.
I could see that.
Yeah, definitely is. It's kind of tried to rebrand itself over the last 10 years as kind of the keep it weird Austin.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So I think every state should have a weird city.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A place for all the
freaks and weirdos.
Freaks to hang out like us. Jeff says, I was in Tulsa today on the new motorcycle and was glad to leave and go elsewhere. Chet said, Elk City is flat, red dirt, wind sweeping down the plain, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Once you get past Oklahoma City, further west, it gets pretty plain. The northeast Oklahoma, even basically just all of eastern Oklahoma is pretty green. That's where green country comes from, because you're still in like the Ozark Hills, and you actually have rivers and lakes and streams and stuff. So there's more outdoor activities to do in eastern Oklahoma.
Yeah, we envied the eastern Okies. Yeah, Oklahoma it's a nice place. It's a very affordable place. It's so interesting, though, when you travel outside of Oklahoma and you're so used to the flat, and then you start to see these mountains and these hills, and you're just like, wow, so different.
But even this, for keeping it as our base camp, like when I switched our insurance from South Florida to Oklahoma, we have Progressive full-timers RV insurance, and it went from $1,200 for a year to $760 a year. So we have full coverage insurance on our rig for less than $1,000 a year, which is amazing, you know.
Yeah, and tell them about that, how it's like a homeowner's thing too.
Yeah, it's the full timers insurance on RVs is kind of like a mix between homeowners insurance and automotive insurance. So we even have like liability coverage, or like say if I back into a power post at a campsite and damage it, like they'll cover that. If someone steps off of the step coming out of a rig and breaks their ankle and they try and sue us, they'll help us, you know, defend ourselves in that regard.
And if
So,
God forbid it was ever totaled, like it pays for
right,
health
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. If something happens to our home, like, you know, they'll pay for travel expenses to get back to Oklahoma. They'll pay us, you know, back for the rig to a certain percentage, anyways, and stuff. So it's great to have.
Gotta have that insurance.
Let's see. Thomas said his home base is in New York City. Jeff says there's a world out there once you get out of Oklahoma. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just in the year that we've been doing this, like from leaving Florida, seeing, you know, Tennessee, Kentucky, we've avoided Louisiana and Alabama and all that stuff. And then we haven't been any further north than Tennessee yet, as far as Northeast goes.
In the RV, yeah.
But just tooling around, like, I could see us spending the next 2 or 3 years just tooling around in the western states, because for one, like New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, and Utah are beautiful states, and they have a lot of BLM land, so you can boondock pretty much indefinitely out here.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I mean, they're all just such beautiful states. Like,
out of water.
Southern New Mexico is totally different than northern New Mexico. Arizona, so far, we've only really seen southern end of Arizona. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen much of it yet, but Colorado is just beautiful. It's given us a lot more like appreciation for the country itself, and like, it's like, oh, okay, you know, like, you know, the rest of the U.S. isn't like Oklahoma, thank God. You know. Thank you, Jeff. I can't believe how supportive all of our families.
I know our family's been so amazing.
Cool,
thank you.
Yeah.
Home base for us is Rolla, Missouri, between Springfield and St. Louis, Ozark Mountains. Oh, I bet that's beautiful too.
That's kind of one of our like, if we ever settle down, we might look in the Ozark area, like southern Missouri, northwest Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Like the Ozark area is just beautiful. And we're used to the weather fluctuations in that area, you know, so we know we can handle the winters. We know we can handle the summers. You know?
Right.
I mean, we would have probably stayed in Colorado, but there's no way I'm doing negative 18 degrees
I'm
with
not
4
doing
foot
that.
of snow.
We are too skinny to do that. Some people love it, but it's not for us. And it's also very expensive out there. Our rent was covered. We didn't have to pay for an RV spot or electric or anything like that because we were working up there. But I can't imagine buying property up there.
Yeah.
Chet says, I've lived in Boulder, Colorado mostly since 1960, except for years in the 70s in LA, riding for print magazines, motorcycles, vans, trailer life, lots of road trips in our van, mostly western and southwest. That sounds cool. That's awesome.
I don't think we went through Boulder. We were close to Boulder at one point, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think we traveled through there. But it's a beautiful state. Destiny says, I was born and raised in Colorado. The mountains are what I miss the most. Watching the early morning purple mist as the moon sets behind the hills, nothing beats that view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will say the sunsets here, a lot of people talk about the sunsets here in Quartzsite, and they have been absolutely beautiful.
Even the sunrises are beautiful. That picture up for this video, the live, that's one of the sunrises here, and it was amazing.
Where we were in Colorado, in Gunnison, we were basically in this valley, so there were no sunsets, no sunrises, like with just mountains. So like once the sun got behind that mountain, it was dark and cold, you know.
Right.
Some beautiful stars, you know, but
yes. Hi Alejandro, thanks for hopping on. He says, Happy New Year. I wish you the best for you and Luke. Send a lot of hugs. I try to learn English as best as I can. Sorry for commenting on your videos in Spanish.
No, you're fine.
You're totally fine. We appreciate you always being there and supporting us. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Alejandro.
Yeah, and Google translates it, so we can understand you still. So
yeah,
you're good, bud. We need to learn more Spanish. So just keep it up.
Yeah, definitely. Chet says we hit -24 just before Christmas, not camping friendly. Oof. Yeah, that would just cost way too much to keep it warm, and our pipes would freeze. It would be horrific.
Yeah. The coldest we've done in the rig was like 18 degrees, I think,
when we
in
were
Tennessee.
Visiting your dad.
Yeah. And that was getting expensive. We were going through our 20-pound bottle of propane every 2 days.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Plus running our diesel heater.
Yeah,
and it was like,
I'm
not going to do this. GMB, first time commenting live. Love your channel. Happy New Year's to you both. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We saw your comments on our last few videos, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we haven't done it live too often, but we're going to try and do it a little more often.
We weren't actually sure how the internet would be up here, but surprisingly we've had really good upload speeds, so we haven't had problems getting videos up. Or Thomas,
no, you said every state has one crazy city. New York State is New York City. Yeah, that's very much true. A lot of people forget that there is a lot more to New York than New York City, but like, New York City is probably king crazy.
Yeah, we've not traveled there, so we only have seen what we've seen on TV and online, but I'm sure it's wild.
Destiny, you're saying, my kids keep asking about the stars. Is there much light pollution? Not out here, no. Like,
it's nice out here.
Yeah, I mean, Quartzsite's a really small town, so light pollution wise, it's virtually none. And then even with 100,000 RVs out here, it's not like we're all pumping out like a bunch of light either. So the stars have still been pretty good, but it's been pretty overcast lately, so we haven't been able to catch much. But
you know, the best place to go if you want to see stars from our experience, I'm sure there's better places, but the most stars that we have seen in the RV would be at the Black Mesa in Oklahoma. They have a dark area where everybody turns out their RV lights at a certain time, and you can go out and you can sit and you can look and you see so many stars. It's amazing. We saw 5 shooting stars that night, and on our way back to the rig, we actually had a bat fly down into our face and then fly up after he realized we were there. But it was amazing.
Yeah, that was in the far western panhandle of Oklahoma, right on the border, basically. But it's one of the few like national dark sky zones, so it's among one of the darkest places in the continental U.S. At night. So it was pretty beautiful. But you know, here in the high desert and stuff, the stars are pretty great too. 'Cause for one, you're up higher, and it's they're still really pretty.
Yes,
we need to do a night.
Yeah, it's just a short video. I think it says do not forget to look up, but it's just like 30 seconds. I tried to do the best we could, but Chet says the prettiest parts of Colorado are San Juan, most in southwest parts, and Rocky Mountain National Park in North Central. Okay.
Yeah. Chet also said, after trash talking your tombstone vid, I went and watched a bunch of your other videos and warmed up to you guys. So I will. Well, thank you, Chet. Yeah. I mean,
I always try to turn people into friends.
And, it's just, I mean, we can't, like our video style. So she does pretty much all the recording and editing. Like I don't do a whole lot of it, but we're it's more like vlogging, just kind of not like super rehearsed and highly produced stuff. We just try and just be a bit more just like it's just us.
We just turn on the camera and kind of go. So if I'm excited, I'm going to share it with you. If I'm angry, I'm going to share it with you. I very much wear my emotions on my sleeve, so it's just kind of how I am. And Luke's very solemn and logical and keeps us safe. He's got a wild hair in him too, though.
Yeah, I mean, like typically, like unless I have something to say, I just don't even try to bother with stuff, you know.
But he's
like,
used to me sticking the camera in his face. He's gotten warmed up to that.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. I like it better when I have something to talk about. So if it comes down to like the technical stuff, like what we modified on the rig or how we're getting internet, you know, it's like, okay, I can talk about that stuff, you know, but when, you know, other than that, I'm just here doing my thing.
And I'll talk to you about anything, anytime.
Yeah, right.
Jeff says, laughed my ass off and you were sick. Oh, you mean whenever we were visiting Dad? Yeah, that made it a lot worse being sick.
Telluride over a Silverton or in San Juan.
Telluride, I believe we were, yeah. And we were
Silverton,
yeah. And we worked in let's see, we worked in the Gunnison area, and we also worked in, where was that first park that we worked in? God, I wish I could think of the name of it. It was up away from everything.
Yeah. The nearest little town to it was like Tin Cup.
Tin Cup. Yeah, Tin Cup.
But yeah, I mean, we didn't tool around a lot in Colorado, just again because of our rig situation. We don't get to travel a lot when we're in places.
Right. But they did have a very good transportation system there in Colorado. I was very surprised. The buses were so clean, and it didn't feel scary to ride or anything. They were free too. G&B says, I feel like a star now. You are a star.
Thanks for watching our video, Michael. Yeah. Yep, this is our 8th day in Quartzsite now. So.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thanks, Michael.
Alejandro asked, which country of Europe would we like to visit? For me, it's always been like Germany, you know, like Denmark, Norway, Sweden, you know.
I mean, it is kind of hard to say because there are just so many, well, I will say so many great areas I haven't visited, but just from what I've heard in videos I've watched, we'd love to just travel all over, really. And it's not that hard to get to different places like you think there, but then in the US, it takes, you know, it can take a day to get to another state depending on where you're at. But
by the time you've driven across Texas, you've already driven through 4 countries.
Right. So it's just like, I want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
We would love to visit Europe one day.
Pikes Peak. Yeah, Chet, like that's always kind of been on my like bucket list. I used to have a Volkswagen Rabbit that I built up, and the Volkswagen club we ran with, they did it one year. And, you know, driving old air-cooled Volkswagens, they'd get halfway up Pikes Peak, have to reach at their carburetors to get the rest of the way up. And then they'd go back down. And my car was carbureted too. So I was like, oh, man, I don't want to have to, like, rejet the carb halfway up the mountain. But I always thought that would be so fun. And now that it's all paved all the way up to the top, I think it'd be a little bit more fun, even though it's not the same experience driving up a gravel road at 10,000 feet. But, you know.
G&B says, if you ever make it up to Montana, hit me up. I live between Glacier and Yellowstone and have one RV hookup. Nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, we will definitely hit you up. I'm sure we'll be up in Montana sometime. Haven't been there yet, but love to check it out.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. Hope you're feeling okay.
Yeah, Yellowstone and Glacier National Park. We've actually interviewed last year for a job with Yellowstone Park Services, but we ended up taking a job in Colorado instead.
Yeah. But it would have been really interesting had we taken the Yellowstone gig because it kind of fell apart.
Yeah, last year had all those massive floods and stuff, and I hope everyone's recovering from that okay. I've never really heard about it since then.
I think they've gotten it kind of under control.
Yeah. But I know that
was
wreak
pretty
havoc
wild
in the area because a lot of those little towns depend on the tourism.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right.
Chet says, great video of the Pike Peaks Road when it was gravel on YouTube called Climb Dance. We'll have to check that out. I'll write that down. Climb Dance. Pikes Peak Road. I take notes when I'm doing live so I can remember stuff later. Video. Got it. You'll be surprised, he said.
I actually worked for a short period of time in New Mexico in Albuquerque. I worked at the Al Unser Museum. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Unser family, but they're famous race car drivers. So like Al and a couple of his kids, but they've done Pikes Peak, NASCAR, Indy.
There's Nitro. Hi, Nitro.
All that stuff. And I've had helped move cars of theirs around the museum and stuff that they did Pikes Peak in, and watched a bunch of their little documentary and video footage and stuff, and always thought that'd be cool. But Pikes Peak used to be all gravel all the way up. Yeah. And these guys out there in their open wheel race cars trying to go up that as fast as they could. I mean, that's
scary.
Like balls this big made out of lead, man. Like, jeez. Yeah.
Bye, Michael. Thanks for hopping on. Hope you have a happy and healthy new year.
Nice chat. Yeah. So you're familiar. But man, I love watching the footage of like Pikes Peak and stuff. It's some of she wrote the climb dance. But I think
down.
Volkswagen with their new e-tron Pikes Peaks car, I think. Like the arrow on that alone, just watching that go up Pikes Peak, and you can see the dust and getting sucked up, and it's just insane engineering. Like, it's just absolutely mind-blowing,
Your kitty is so cute. I like them. Tell the kitty hello. Nitro Alejandro says hello. We like when people talk to our cats.
She's getting a drink of water. We keep the cat fountain up here because they've been spoiled. They used to always drink out of our bathroom sink when we were living in a normal house. And so now to kind of break them from that, we put the little cat fountain up on our desk.
They have to have running water. They're very much spoiled. Yeah. But they're our babies, so whatever.
Yep. There are girls. She come up here and get a drink. She probably want to sit on my lap afterward. Yeah, we do have 3 cats in the rig. We got Nitro, Kleina, she's up here snoozing, and then Svi, she's the ornery one. She's staying. She's usually, when she gets the bedroom to herself, she stays back there.
Yeah, she very much likes her personal space. But they're good travel kitties. They do well. Don't want to be chatty, but my dad used to race with Al Unser. Hello, kitty cats. Mm-hmm. Hey, GMB says hi too, guys. No, that's awesome. You can chat all you want. That's buffs, but here they are. That's so awesome.
The connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting.
Oh, yeah, it happened earlier for a second.
Hey, Nitro. But yeah, like, I'm a car guy. I've restored classic cars since high school. That's what I did professionally until this last year. Mm-hmm. But honestly, like, I don't know that lithium or battery pack electric is going to be the final thing. I'm really curious what Hyundai ends up doing with their hydrogen electric. The prototype 74 or whatever, I think is a really cool design. But like, I'm all for electric cars.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even as a car guy, I mean, that's why we got electric bikes, because we were considering getting like a motorcycle or a scooter of some kind, but it's like, I don't want to deal with oil changes. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to deal with, all the just maintenance stuff of, so electric bikes, like all I got to do is clean chains, make sure it might have to change the chain after 5 years of riding it, like just basic maintenance, but I don't have to deal with all the ick,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then like instant torque, high speed, as battery tech evolves, 300 miles is going to be nothing for an electric car, and it's already getting there,
It's exciting times.
I mean, the whole idea, range anxiety is not a thing anymore. Now it's just about getting charge time down, but even most day-to-day use, you don't need to go 300 miles and it's not really that realistic of a concern,
Right, for most people.
But yeah, for race cars and performance stuff, like, all that money that gets invested, like when Volkswagen is doing and the Pikes Peak stuff, all that tech is going to trickle its way back down to real world use. And I'm super excited about it.
It is exciting. Alejandro says, which Netflix series recommendations do you have for me? So we just finished watching Wednesday. We binge watched it. It was really fun. I'm an Addams Family nerd, so that was a fun one. What did we watch before that? We finished
We
another
got caught
show.
up on Stranger Things season 4.
We just watched season 4 of that. That was fun.
That was actually really good. I keep waiting, like, all right, is this season of Stranger Things going to be one that loses the magic kind of thing?
But it still had it. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was actually quite frightening too. There were parts of it where you're like, creepy, oh God, okay, wow.
And then we just resubscribed on Netflix, so we're just trying to play catch up on that right now. But some other stuff that we've watched, I'm trying to think. Mostly we've been doing Amazon Prime since we paid for a year of that anyway. So we've just been streaming on that. And then, we try not to have all the subscriptions. Wait till I get bored with it, cancel one and subscribe to another one kind of thing. But
Bueller says, any tricks to get my cat to become more comfortable with traveling? She hides the entire time we're driving. So our cats also do that. I mean, sometimes they'll pop up and they'll look out the window, but most of the time they just want a safe space. So they all kind of have their space where they chill. And then as soon as we stop, we kind of just call their names. Hey guys, it's fine to come out. Just give them love, let them know that they're safe, pull out their water and food immediately. I think it's just kind of something that they have to get used to. How long have you been traveling with your cat now? Because it did take about a month for us to get used to everything, and now they seem to be okay with it.
And when we first started traveling too, we tried, because there's a divider door that closes off the bathroom and bedroom from the living room, kitchen. We tried keeping the cats just closed off in the bedroom and bathroom, and they would meow and whine and cry, and they absolutely hated it. So finally I was like, well, let's just try. Just leave the door open. Let's just try driving and see what they do. And now the only thing they'll try and do sometimes, they'll get under the driver's seat,
which is really dangerous.
And I'll be like, oh, there's a cat trying to crawl out under my feet while we're driving. So we try to block off their access to that with the little trash can that we put in the way.
And then we have like a pillow we stuff behind it, and we kind of just keep our eyes on them. But it feels like if they can see us, they're a lot more comfortable. And if we're going over a really bumpy part, I'm usually in the passenger seat, always actually in the passenger seat, and I'll hold one of them, and one sits under my chair, so they're just kind of close to me. And
but I would do so the main thing, we don't completely remove everything, so but now they're in here full time too, so they're getting, it's okay, even though the whole house is shaking and stuff, they're still home, so they still have their safe places. They know where their cat beds are. They know where their food's, even though we put the food and the water up and stuff, having those things. So when we're parked and we get the water and the food out, it lets them know, okay, we're good now, So, just like humans, cats are very much creatures of routine as well. So if you can get them in a routine, and because they know the signal now, if we put away their food and water bowls, they know that we're getting ready to go.
They know.
Yeah. And they've been for cats their whole lives. So moving into the RV, and I would say we moved into the RV 2 or 3 days before we actually started traveling.
We did.
So that gave them a couple days to get acclimated. We intentionally didn't wash our bed sheets, or not our sheets, but our blankets when we moved in.
We wanted to keep those smells for them.
So they would still have a familiar smell, and just kind of little things like that to let them know, okay, this is still home,
You're still safe.
Yeah.
He says, she was with me for a month when I first started traveling in February. I dropped her off at my daughter's after that, but it's about time for her to rejoin our travels. Oh yeah, I mean, so you kind of just had her in the trial stage. So I think after a month it might get better, but then again, I don't know, because every animal is different. Our cats don't get sick when they travel. A lot of people's animals get sick. So it's just, I think it's kind of like with people. Some people have motion sickness, others don't, but
And the vets did tell us too, like to take away their food and water a couple hours before traveling if they do get sick.
If they do get sick, yeah.
So that way they don't have a full belly,
Yeah.
and stuff when you start driving. But
we haven't had any issues though. You can also talk to your vet, and they'll give them kind of just like a mild sedative. And maybe the first time you travel, or if you know you're going over a really, really bumpy, rocky, you could give them a little bit of that, and that could help them to relax and kind of be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna die.
Yeah. Let's see. Any bike I don't have to pedal if I don't want to. Yeah. I mean, our bikes are considered class 2 bikes, so they have thumb throttle, and they also have pedal assist. So it is nice. Like if we don't want to pedal, we can just use the thumb throttle and cruise. So,
yeah.
And it's just so nice. Like I became an electric convert when I bought an electric push mower. Like that made push mowing so awesome. And you didn't have the noise, the smell. I didn't have to worry about gas and fuel and like the oil changes and stuff. Like
just put in your earplugs, listen to your music, and go.
Put my headphones in, and it was quite pleasant to mow the lawn after that. You know?
I would always be like, hey, do you want help, or can I mow the front? And he's like, because he really actually enjoyed his quiet time and his solitude, and he could just kind of meditate and relax. Sometimes he'd let me mow, but
yeah, you gotta have a baby. So I don't know if you guys can see. Nitro chilling. What's doing, Nitro?
Yeah, it's our little sugar. She's a daddy's girl.
Yeah, she's a chunker.
Chunky monkey.
Say hi to everyone, Nitro. It's okay. Relax. Just relax. Yeah. Okay, girls. Yeah, that was a big worry of ours. So far, like Nitro and Kleina have no interest in wanting to go outside. Spy, she's a little more rowdy and she's slippery, and she snuck out on us twice. But she always just runs under the RV and jumps up on the frame rails. So then I have to get her out, which is
give her a treat.
Yeah.
It's stressful, but she never goes far. She just kind of likes to mess with us, and she'll run outside. GMB says, one more question. I plan on teaching personal protection online for travelers as well as for anybody wanting to learn. Is it possible to stack up videos, go out at a certain time, or you can do premieres to where people can see what's coming up next and they can join? But I would personally love to, I'd love to watch those videos. Just,
Yeah,
it's
that'd be something that
never bad to be.
Yeah, that'd be something that could probably be a little bit easier since we do more vlogging style. It's hard to create a backlog of videos, but like something like that where you kind of can have a plan and tackle different subject matter and different strategies and stuff per video.
Yeah,
you could easily develop a blog of videos and have them scheduled to come out once a week, or once every 2 weeks, or however you wanted to do it.
I think that'd be awesome.
You could always make a throwaway YouTube channel to practice on, just to make some practice videos, so you can just get used to how the YouTube works and stuff. That's a learning curve in itself too, I'm sure. So she knows more than I do. I don't do any of it.
What do you mean? You're my last look. You always watch the videos and tell me at the end, okay, maybe cut this or maybe do this. So I edit and he edits. He edits my edits.
I'm the unbiased observer most of the time.
Well, we're really enjoying chatting with you guys, and if you're enjoying this live chat, let us know, and we'll try to do more of these in the future. We'll definitely still be posting videos every Wednesday, as always. I usually do the videos Wednesday at about anywhere from 5 to 6 p.m. Mountain time. But we could do more lives if that's something that interests you all. Just let us know. We'd love to hop on here and chat whenever. And I mean, we don't always have to be talking. We can just hang out. That might sound silly, but my mom and I do that. We get on the phone, and sometimes I'll be washing dishes and she'll be taking care of the baby, and it's just nice to have people around sometimes. So I totally get that. But
yeah,
if you have any questions or anything, we can answer those, or we can just chat.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see any other more specific stuff about how we just get by on the day to day, like, some people ask us questions that we're just like, it never even thought of us to be like, oh, maybe we should show how that works or this works, because after a certain point, it's just becomes second nature to us, but like, one couple was asking us how we bathe and stay clean, and it's like, oh, that's a pretty important part of, especially if you're boondocking a lot somewhere without hookups,
Yeah.
So some stuff she'll post on her Instagram, and so it's just all those little things that we might not think to put up.
Yeah, definitely. So if you guys have any suggestions or things that you'd like to see, let us know.
Nitro. Say hi, Nitro. Say hi. Hey.
So GMD says, I started a throwaway channel after my wife passed away. It's Gator BM2 Sailor. Not very good, but I appreciate your comments. Well, yeah, we'll check it out. I actually just wrote it down, and I can give you some constructive criticism if you'd like. I don't know how good I am at that, but I'd like to see more of your rig. I'm sure you've done so, but I'm new here. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, actually, we haven't. We've done a few things on Instagram here and there, but we haven't really done a tour lately and shown where things are and how they work. So I appreciate that, and I'll write that down. That's something that we'll do.
Yeah, Nitro is my baby. So when we adopted her, and she adopted us in all reality, but we went out to a pub back in Tulsa. It was called the Nitro Pub. And we got parked and got out, and we saw her. She was just a little kitten at the time. I mean, no bigger than, just a baby, and she'd come up, and Dolly picked her up, and we were like, well, okay, we'll just take her over the bar with us. And by that point, we already had 2 cats, and I was like, oh, we can't do another cat.
And he was like, see if anybody wants her. Yeah. So every time someone would come up, people wanted her. I was like, oh no, we're going to take her home. Because I was already in love with her.
And I was sitting there that night. It was, I want to say fall, so it was getting a little cold. And the whole time at the bar, like, we were sitting out on the patio having drinks, and she just sat in my lap the whole night and purred. And so even by the time we were done, like, I was like, no, she's coming home with us.
She's the happiest. I was going to say happiest person, because to me, she's that important. But she's the happiest girl ever. She purrs all the time. She purrs when she sleeps.
Yeah. She's it probably weighs.
She's 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we took her to the vet, she was 18, and she's gotten a little bit bigger. So
she's a chunker.
Yeah.
But she is a good little cat. Always just purring, always happy.
Oh yeah, she's a good girl.
She is kind of ornery. Sometimes she'll just like go sit on the other cats to steal their spot.
She sits on them to make them move. It's a real thing. Destiny says, Nature is so pretty. I love the patchwork colors. Thank you very much. She's our baby.
Did you hear that, Nature? You're pretty. You're pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a sweet pie.
Alejandro says, any advice if I wanted to cry? Nature.
And if you're not feeling good and you have good family support, you should definitely talk to them.
Open up to people. It's important to talk to people.
Right. So our rig is a 2001. It's a 4 winds Class C, 31 foot. If you go back to about a year ago or even further back in our videos, you can see a lot more of our build and like as we purchased it and started building it out and stuff.
It should be in the playlist planning for RV life. Everything should be there.
And it's the reason why we bought it is because it was really low miles. It had like never used the stove and the oven.
Super clean.
Yeah, like it was definitely like, okay, it was among one of the better ones we had seen, especially for the age. And, it did, of course, end up having some problems, mostly exterior, just the roof needed resealed, all the caulking needed redone. Ended up having some delamination in the walls, and at one point ended up having a massive blister form in the outer wall, and had to pick it and let it bleed itself out.
It was like a giant grist pimple
Yeah.
on the RV.
But, again, like, we couldn't afford a brand new rig, and really I didn't want one after the pandemic and all that stuff. Like, the
Everything
RVs
was so expensive.
so expensive. They were pumping them out like crazy. You hear just all the time about like people having problems with brand new rigs that like just don't work or have electrical problems, plumbing problems. I figured a 20-year-old RV, all that stuff's going to be worked out of it, and knock on wood, I mean, we haven't had any issues outside of just basic maintenance stuff. Of course, a 20-year-old rig, the water pump for the household did finally crack on us, but I had another one on hand because I knew.
He keeps double of everything, so it's like if something goes wrong, we're good.
If it's plastic, it's 20 years old, and it's gonna fail at some point. So I have extra fittings for all the plumbing and stuff that I know that are likely to fail. The engine has been stout as could be, keep up with the oil changes and keep an eye on your fluids and stuff. I mean, I think the biggest problem we've had has been valve stems on the tires. When we had new tires put on the rig, I forgot to make sure that he put new valve stems in.
Because you would just think, right?
Yeah,
but
right.
Apparently that's not a thing.
But luckily I found out they were the 2-piece valve stems, so they were leaking, and I just tightened them up a little bit more, and that's taking care of our problems. So it's been, I mean, we've been fortunate. Doing this would be damn near impossible if it wasn't for like my background. I couldn't imagine doing this if I wasn't mechanically inclined, like it'd cost a fortune to pay someone to fix all these minor little things, and so I'm definitely like, if you're mechanically inclined, or at least confident enough to Google and YouTube stuff and feel confident enough about cracking into household systems and stuff, to me it's no different. Like, half this thing's a house, half this thing's a car, so you just have to treat them as separate units, because really they're not interconnected at all,
Yeah. G&B says, can I ask what camera you use? Also, I'm going through your earlier videos and comments, so not worried about replies. Oh, thank you so much. I do actually try to go through and really keep up with the comments, so I appreciate that. We use a GoPro. I think it's a GoPro 9. It's an 8 or 9.
I think it's an 8.
We've had it for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works really well. And actually, there's sometimes I'll even record on my phone, and it's just a basic.
You've started doing that a little bit more here recently, just because
sometimes I don't have my camera on me and something happens, and it's like, okay.
And the GoPro's getting to be pretty finicky. It's been freezing up and having to like pull the battery out and put them back in.
But we had it for a few years. I mean, I'd like to get a new one, but they're kind of pricey, and we don't really need one right now. And on this, we're recording on my MacBook right now. So
But I've heard GoPros have had this problem. Even the new ones have the same problem with overheating, freezing up and stuff. So I'd like to, maybe after this next season, get a new camera, and we'll see what's available.
Yeah.
But like DJI, like the drone I have is a DJI Mini 2. I love the camera on that.
It's a really good camera. If you've seen any of our drone shots, that's from the
So we'll probably be looking at DJI for an upgrade. But
it does make me kind of nervous because it takes me a bit to learn something. I just have to keep doing it in my mind over and over. I think it takes a little bit longer.
Yes.
And it took me so long to realize how to do all the functions and everything and get it perfect the way I wanted on the camera. So it does make me a little bit nervous to switch to another brand, but we kind of have outgrown the GoPro at this point. So just have to do something else. The same thing happened with our editing program, and we switched because we had kind of outgrown it. So it happens. What kind of music do you like? We like a lot of different music, to be honest. One of our favorite bands is Lucifer. We like APC and Tool, of course. That's kind of a 90s throwback.
Yeah, she's big on the 90s. Pop,
80s. I mean, we just listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I like the 80s. Of course, like Depeche Mode and, you know, that's vein of music and stuff, you know.
Yep.
Really, if another one is Aurora.
Oh, if you haven't heard Aurora, I think it's AUR. Aurora. She's amazing.
Yeah. Trying to think. So I did have a small vinyl collection that I actually ended up leaving with my parents back in Oklahoma because we hauled it around for almost a whole year and only listened to them a couple times and broke the needle through it just getting jostled and shook around. So I was like, all right, I'm going to leave my vinyl collection behind for now, which I still kind of regret, but like I'd rather be safe.
We don't want it to get beat up anymore.
But I mean, I have it all on YouTube Music. Like I can listen to the same stuff at any time and not have to carry around 60 pounds of vinyl.
And our little record player, you know.
Right, you know. But I'm trying to think. Mainly, Pucifer is probably going to be always my top band. Like their early stuff is a little weird and stuff, but like the newer albums are just absolutely amazing.
Oh, they're
like
amazing.
You know, Existential Reckoning it's just so good.
Yeah.
So if you've never listened to them, they're more on the alt rock, prog rock vein, you know, but they're very definitely do it with headphones, or if you have a good sound system at home. Just I don't know. It gives me goosebumps every time I listen to them. So, and same with Aurora. She's
amazing.
I think she's Swedish or Norwegian.
She's Norwegian.
But she sings in English, and
it will blow your mind.
She has a charm to her that just like.
She's the voice of an angel.
Yeah, she's the voice of an absolute angel, and her. I would always recommend watching her live performances on YouTube versus the recorded studio stuff, because her live stuff is 10 times better than her recorded stuff. You just to see how she just like she lives what she's singing, and like goosebumps. There's Kleina. Where you going? But I don't know, like a lot of, you know, like Tool, Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails. I used to DJ like a goth kind of club scene back in the day. I kind of grew out a lot of that just because, you know, I'm not angsty. I'm not mad at the world, you know, and
I'm still a little angsty.
Yeah. I think one of the best Marilyn Manson albums was, what was it that I really liked?
The song you liked was Worship My Wreck.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the name of the album. Give me a second.
But yeah, Worship My Wreck by Marilyn Manson.
That song,
That whole album, though, to me was like, I think his best work. It had more heart to it, you know. And it's like, I like it when an artist grows and their tone changes. And like even Blink-182, a lot of people were hating on Blink-182 because their sound started to change.
I love Blink-182 all the way around.
Yeah, it's just like, no, they kind of have grown up with us, you know. Mm-hmm. Like when was Tom DeLonge?
Yeah.
he started his side band Angels and Airwaves. Really loved Angels and
I love
Airwaves.
that.
You know,
Yeah, that was wonderful.
that was a really good little. I don't even think they're doing anything anymore. I think they had like 2 albums.
Oh, Blink-182 is getting back together to do a tour.
Good luck getting tickets.
Yeah, good luck. And if you get tickets, like, let us know, because that would be amazing to see. Put my socks on. It's getting a little chilly.
But it is coming up on 8. We're gonna have to get to the New Year's Eve party soon before it winds down. But thanks, Kim. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, you guys.
Happy New Year's. Love you.
I think we should be able to leave this video up, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
So we can keep comments and questions going. You know, thank you guys for watching some of the older videos and going through. We'll try and answer any more questions you guys might have through those.
And we really, really appreciate you guys spending your New Year's Eve with us. We think that's really rad, and we just appreciate the support and the community, and we'll be here. So just like Luke said, let us know if you have any questions or anything. We're also on Instagram, so if you guys want to follow us over there, you can. And I will put our Instagram right here, Luke and Leigh. Super easy to remember. But
on the Instagram tends to be a little more current, you know, like just what we're actually doing in the present. The YouTube stuff can be a little delayed depending on what we're doing, but you know, so the Instagram gets a little bit more, you know, day to day. So, but internet's getting a little funky, and we gotta go.
Unstable. Let's see if it comes back. Please wait while we reconnect. I wonder if people can still see us right now. Hiya. How you doing?
This is one's Kleiny. Yeah, she was our first kitty.
That little sweetie right there. I love you.
You thirsty? You just coming over to get water?
Probably. Oops. Right. Well, I hope that you guys can still hear us. It says the connection's unstable, but I don't know.
We're going
here. Yeah, I just did that.
Congratulations on surviving 2020. What year is it?
Congratulations on surviving 2023.
Yeah.
Right.
No, 2022.
God, I never know what year it is.